Hey guys, my name is Jessica and I have an online English and math tutoring business. And here's the thing, I just recently added team members to my tutoring business, which means not only have we recently added math in 2021, but I'm also adding elementary. Truthfully, I have always taught 6th through 12th grade, but I did have a few elementary students. So here's the thing, not everybody knows that I teach elementary, and they don't really know that I have elementary tutors who are literally certified teachers. So today I'm going to take you guys with me along a journey that it might take several days to do this. I'm going to advertise for my business, which is something that I don't do a whole lot of, but the thing is, word of mouth can only go so far. I made a new flyer, but here's the problem. The flyer looked great on Canva, but my depletion of colorful ink took me by surprise. My goal was to direct would-be clients to my website. Instead of having to type jpeztutoring.com into an internet search, I created a simple QR code. To see how it works, pause this video, open up your camera, point it to this QR image, and my site will immediately pop up. It's like magic. I also wanted people to see the faces of my team members rather than just a logo and a business name. Since I was determined to deliver these flyers on this day, I rushed over to my local library and paid 75 cents for a better print job. Let's see how successful this was. Well, good news and bad news. The bad news is, can you see the lines there? And not only that, but I sent them the wrong one. These things happen when you're doing something in a hurry, so you really have to plan ahead for these types of things. The other thing is the quality control. This paper they have here at the library is a lot flimsier than the paper I have at home. Like, this is a thicker kind. I feel like it's kind of like the old days when you would present a resume in paper. You don't want like flimsy paper, you want like a nicer kind. Like, I don't even know if you can tell, but these are things that, to me, the quality of your message and your advertising, I feel, is a reflection on you as a tutor. Now, good news. The good news is that the librarian noticed my flyer and she's like, "Oh, are you a tutor?" And I'm like, let's talk about it. Apparently parents come to the library and every so often they will ask about a tutor, and so she actually had a list. It was maybe a year or two outdated, but she said, "Oh, I can add you to the list." And I thought, why have I never been added to a tutoring list before? Like, there are the things that you just don't know about until you show up with one issue and a new opportunity arises. If you're a tutor right now, go and call your library or drive into your library and ask them, "Do you guys have a tutor list? Because I tutored this, and this, and I'd love to promote my services." It'll look a lot better. You probably have a real website if you're watching this, or you have better services than some of those other people in there who are on the tutoring list. So go in there and ask. Now that I'm on their list, I feel like I have accomplished something today. Even though I didn't quite get the flyer I wanted, I now know what to do next. As soon as the new colorful ink arrived in the mail, I put my printer to work. Then I called one of my local elementary schools and they said I could actually stop by and drop off the flyer, and I did that. And it was okay. I went in there and I kind of got the feeling like they were just sort of wanting to rush me out of there. And then I thought, well, don't be negative, that's probably not the case, but there is this sense of, if you're not a faculty member or you don't have a kid that goes to that school, maybe they don't trust you. I try to network with my teacher friends when possible, but honestly, I think I've only had maybe like 2 students that were recommended from actual classroom teachers. Comment below if you guys have gotten students, especially if you've gotten several students from actual classroom teachers. I mean, I was a teacher, so the thought of trying to remember to recommend a student to somebody else is... I mean, I was a classroom teacher and I don't think I ever considered another tutor other than myself, and a lot of classroom teachers already tutor after school. I have some teacher friends who they say they're happy to recommend, but we'll just see how the rest of this year plays out. The brick and mortar teachers can be our allies, but if their strict administration doesn't allow you to recommend other teachers, then there's not a whole lot you can do about that. You can just move on. I did call another school and this lady answered the phone and she didn't even tell me, like she just said, hello. And I was like, It made me feel uncertain, like, am I calling the elementary school that I think I'm calling? And she just immediately was rude and was like, we do not endorse other tutors. So I thought, okay, moving on. The next place was way more encouraging. So my plan was to stop by Hobby Lobby and purchase these plastic boards. I don't really know the official name for these, but I had a vision of putting my flyer into one of these and setting it on display somewhere public. And one of the coffee shops that I used to tutor in actually allowed me to go in and set this thing down right there in the open, and I was pretty excited about that. I've actually seen tutors in there working with other students, and there were students working in the coffee shop and they were saying, oh, I might need your services. So that was an ideal, and I made sure to avoid the really busy, crowded looking corkboard. They had a lot of flyers already there, but some of them were outdated. And so I said, can I put mine in another place, like another place where there are, you know, coffee lids and napkins, places where people are going to have to go, and that's just going to get more eyeballs on the flyer and thus at least more awareness of PEZ Tutoring. I have good memories of that coffee shop, but I remember tutoring in there when I was still tutoring all the way in person. Every time that coffee grinder or whatever that thing is that goes, I was like, I can't hear half of what you're saying. So coffee shops are great. They're just kind of loud, not perfectly ideal for tutoring, especially if your student is soft-spoken. Another great piece of advertisement is a t-shirt with your business logo or website or social media, any of that stuff on it. I don't sell merch for PEZ Tutoring, but I often wear it in my videos and I've worn it in public places, and now that more things have been opening up, there's more opportunity for people to actually see it. So for example, I ran a 5K the other day and I wore that shirt even though it's cotton and not that like anti-sweat material, and my website is on the back so runners could see the back. For all if you have a t-shirt that you've made, or if you want to make a t-shirt for your business, do it. I made one, just one. And I'm thinking now I'm ready to actually make some more, and I'm going to use the logo that my friend Kat designed, and I'm actually going to talk about her in the next part. Any opportunity to bring awareness to your brand in a positive way, you need to do that. So the biggest leap in advertising that I've taken so far is the car sign. So my fellow tutor friend Sally Krause had something similar, and she told me that it has brought in clients. Now I admit I used to think that signs like these were either way too over the top or kind of cheesy, but business is business, right? One of my favorite details about this sign is that my friend Kat, who does some graphic design on the side, was able to take my original PEZ logo and make a proper car sign with the right dimensions and fonts. Now, let me tell you, this isn't something that most of us tutors can do on our own. So if you know somebody with a talent or skill, reach out to them and say, hey, would you like to form some type of partnership? Because my job is to tutor and to post some information about my tutoring on social media, but you probably don't have time to spend hours designing something or learning Photoshop. Somebody else is going to enjoy doing that a lot more than you. So how much is this kind of thing? I'm actually going to share the receipt with you. I paid my friend $80 just to kind of design, kind of come up with something that was going to be the proper dimensions for the size of my car. So the print shop in my area charged $85 for the vinyl print, but I actually decided to also pay for the installment process, which was not a big deal. Like I actually stayed in the car and the guy went out there and I could see him pressing it against the glass and doing it evenly, and I could see it pop up in their rearview mirror, and I was like, whoa, that's pretty cool. And let me tell you, I'm not a crazy spender, but I was willing to splurge a little bit to have it properly installed, because if I had pressed that onto the back panel of my car by myself, I probably would have done some damage. Maybe it would have been uneven, and again, quality control. You need to trust other people to help you out in that case. If your sign looks silly, other people, other would-be parents might just be distracted by the imperfections, and maybe they won't call you because of it. It's possible. So if you're a tutor and you're interested in creating some type of car sign or having someone do it for you, I can put my friend's information below here. Her name is Kat, K-A-T, and I'm sure she'd be happy to help you out. Better do it quick though, because she's actually going to be moving to Germany in the next few months. So there you go. All right, now it's time to do something that I absolutely dread. I'm going to make a phone call. I'm going to call a lady who, first of all, she's some type of, I don't know what she does exactly, but I know she works in this private school, and I'd love to at least find out some information. I'm going to see if they have a tutor list. I've actually never called this school before. And the funny thing is, I think she used to go to my college, and I think she was an alum from my sorority, so we're gonna find out. Here's the email that I wrote, and when you write these emails, make sure they're not too long. You want to be polite, but you want to also actually communicate well. Fortunately, you guys can't see my phone call because I still record with a phone. Comment below, do you think I'm gonna get a voicemail? Will she answer? Or what's a third option? Voicemail? Let's just see what happens. Okay, are you ready to find out what happened? Voicemail or real person? Yeah, it was a freaking voicemail, but I left a better one this time, so maybe she'll get back to me. So I think just a little bit each day until you're fully booked, which happened to me this spring. I was fully booked, so I really backed off on the advertising, but now that it's end of August, I am back to doing it again. One last good idea is to create some type of digital post in Canva, and I made this one here and actually posted it to the Nextdoor app. Comment below if you know what Nextdoor is. I actually got a client by creating one of these, and sure, they have to be updated seasonally or depending on the types of service you offer. I would say these are awesome for placing on Facebook or some other platform that allows you to do so. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to go through the Chick-fil-A drive-thru because there will be parents in that line and they're going to see the back of my car just thinking about some things. These advertising ideas are just scratching the surface. Like, there's so many more I could do, but this was just the first advertising video I've ever made. Which ones are your favorite? Which ones do you guys want to do? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. That helps out the videos, and thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.